Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 45 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. My name's Gage. I'm here with Dan, of course. Dan, how are you doing?
Doing excellent, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's been a good, exciting week. Very productive.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for joining us tonight. Vincent, nice to see you here. For anyone that doesn't know who Vincent is, he produces Chris Hansen's show on Wednesdays, and he also owns Venn Interactive Media, which is a great company if you're interested in like web design and web hosting and those types of services. So be sure to reach out to Vincent. Rob, thanks for hanging out with us. Need a way to broadcast audio without video, and I'd be a happy camper. So I'm assuming you mean no video feed at all. I'd be curious, where would you broadcast that to, Rob? Like a radio type thing? I'd be interested how that would work. Let me know. Bridge 4, thanks for tuning in. A looping video upload option would be excellent for pre-go live and as an outro. Noted. And before I forget, we do these town halls every Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific. And we do that to stay in tune with you guys and get your feedback and make sure we're using our product and use it ourselves. When you force yourself to use your own product, things become abundantly clear when they need to what you need to change. And we always go over our 3 pillars, which are ease of use, stability, and professional streams. So if you're about those 3 things, StreamYard is probably the tool for you.
Very cool.
Dean says he's now using StreamYard for his coaching program. That's great to hear. Glad your client finds it easy.
Cool.
Hey, Dave, I appreciate that. That's kind of you. Let's see here. Chuck, haven't seen your face in a while. Nice to see you hanging out with us. Lady Veronica. Lots and lots of people here. Let's dive into our first topic, which is just been hashtag COPPA, which for people that don't know what that is, it's something that happened on YouTube. It stands for the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. And I am by no means an expert on this, and I don't think Dan is either. So, and for people that have no idea what I'm talking about, this is a YouTube change that happened. And you should probably consult the email that went out from YouTube for the details of what exactly it entails. But my takeaway is basically the FTC is enforcing YouTube to take some certain actions for people that have content that is intended for children, which I don't actually think is a very high percentage of StreamYard users. There's definitely some. So either way, you should read about those changes in detail because they might affect you even if you don't think so. Like, for example, if like some people like toys channels, I know some people like you might have like have a channel on like figurines and stuff that doesn't really have the feel that it's directed for children, but it might still apply. Again, that's for you to decide, not me. I'm not an expert on it. But if you know your channel is not for children, there's a setting in YouTube to basically set for all future videos to say like, hey, this content's not for children. The definition of children being under 13. And you can find that by just going to your YouTube studio. I have some pictures here. So if you can see that at the top there, that will be on your YouTube studio, and you can just do select channel settings, and it will be very clear to select yes, my videos are for children, or no, they aren't. If you don't see it there, you can just click the settings as well on your dashboard, which are on the bottom of that picture there, and that will pop up your channel settings and it's under advanced settings where you can set that, and you can see yes, this channel is made for kids, or it's not, or you want to review it for every video. So I know there's a lot of like sort of fear videos going on. I'm guessing it's not going to be as big of a deal as like I just remember this happening in the past with lots of other YouTube type things, which sort of after a bit of time people adapt, and it's not that big of a concern. Again, I don't know exactly how this will play out, so we shall see. But hopefully, for most StreamYard users, this doesn't really have much of an impact on anything you're doing.
And basically, it's related to advertising, right? Like they can't target ads at kids. So
yes, that's a good point.
Content is for kids.
That's a good point as well. I believe so. So yeah, I think like if your channel's not monetized, I don't think it actually affects you at all. There's just specific rules for if your content's for kids, you can't run ads on that content. I think that's right, Dan.
Targeted ads, I think, is what it is.
Only targeted ads, is that it?
I think so. I could be wrong, but I think it was they won't use their algorithms to target ads at kids. Basically, I think is what they got in trouble for.
Interesting.
I think someone could correct me on that, but I think that's where it all stems from.
Oh yeah, we covered this. So you'll need to set the option in YouTube. Actually, I don't think you necessarily need to, but you should set. They encourage you to set it, so set it. Also, just a reminder that we have StreamYard shows going every single week. We have Rob Balasabas going live in the StreamYard community group. And then also Ross Brand does a weekly show on LinkedIn called StreamYard Connect. So make sure you're following Ross Brand on LinkedIn. If you just type Ross Brand in LinkedIn, I think he's the first result. You can find the live shows there. And then the post shows he does on our StreamYard page. So make sure you follow that page as well. We've got an exciting announcement we're going to make in a second here too. Let me just check the comments here. Hey, Corinder, thanks for tuning in. Oh, okay. You're supposed to do it for future and past videos as well, I guess. Hopefully I'll need to check that on our own channel well, ours isn't monetized, so it's probably not as important, but I'll check it anyways. Hopefully there's a select all for past videos. I could imagine that being annoying for people. Eddie, I'm just temporarily in the States right now, but yeah, I'm in a different location at the moment. Dinar, ability to change from background to any background while using audio only is needed. Noted. So I'm guessing, I don't actually know what my avatar picture is. Oh, it's a popcorn. So that, I'm guessing you're asking for that black background to be something else, which I can see how that would allow for some more creativity. So noted. Let's see here.
That's good. Popcorn.
I think that was just for testing. That's not my true avatar. I would like to see a share option for all social media with individual buttons, possibly. Currently, I have to go live and spend the first minute sharing across my social media. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. One thing that I know a lot of people do, mindful skeptics, is they'll schedule their broadcasts. So it'll be a scheduled broadcast. Say if you're simulcasting to Facebook and YouTube, which will generate posts, and then before you start, you can go ahead and share those out wherever you like. But if you're just sort of spontaneously doing a stream, I could definitely see how that would be very useful to just have a share button. So we'll think about adding that. Same with guests. I know that that's come up before, and I think that would be a great addition, is for people that are your guests in the broadcast to also see like, hey, you should share this out because you were invited on as a guest, and people probably want to see you, hopefully. So you should share it out with your own audience.
Cool. Yeah.
Phoenix in the house. Thanks for tuning in. Max Jefferson from Brazil. Lots of Brazilians these days. It's nice to have you guys on StreamYard. If you guys have any questions for us, let us know. There's lots of comments here, but I'll do my best to get to as many as I can. Pete, that's great to hear. All right, so for our first announcement of the this one actually looks like it might be an important one. Hi, at StreamYard, do you have an agreement with YouTube so using your program is not against their guidelines? Yet we had to go through a lengthy application process, so we're an officially approved YouTube live streaming tool, like people from, I guess technically it's Google, and their emails was YouTube. I guess YouTube/Google came in and I feel like they were Google, but they came in and tested our app and reviewed it and approved it. So we're an approved tool. Dave recorded a podcast tonight. Awesome.
Cool.
Michael, we don't have a system for live chat versus top chat, but your request is noted. Did you know if that's available for us in the?
Not sure.
We'll have to look into that, Michael. Let's see here. RR has a question. Sure, let us know the question. Okay, so first announcement for this evening. Oh yeah, hey Ross, thanks for tuning in. That is that's the StreamYard page, and then I'm not sure if hopefully Ross shared his own at some point. The initial streams are on Ross's LinkedIn page, so be sure to follow that one as well. But our first announcement, I've said it multiple times now, but is an exciting one. So we'll be coming out of beta, so we'll be quote unquote like launching. Despite it's been a long time. It's not really a beta product. We just sort of, there's been a lot of other things as priority. So we just sort of, what's in a beta symbol. So we just sort of left it up, but we want to officially come out of beta and have a launch, which will be a lot of fun. This is sort of an informal announcement. We'll be making an official post and an email and whatnot, but that will happen next week. And Dan and I will go live several times throughout the week with some new releases. And then we'll be doing a giveaway as well to celebrate the launch. So be sure you tune into all of that because it will be very exciting. And then also there's going to be some changes to the free plan, which Dan is going to discuss briefly.
Cool. Yeah. So I guess first thing to hit on is why we're actually doing that in the first place. So why, like you said, what's in a name? So I know one of the things we hear quite a bit is people just kind of assume because it's a beta product. And I think this is just because this is what other companies have done, some in the live streaming space and then some just in, all kinds of products. Typically they'll have like a beta product, which is like, hey, we're just testing things out. And then eventually they launch, they come on a beta, and then they get rid of all their free stuff. So it's on my throat here. I just finished eating. But basically, everyone's thinking, okay, as soon as they leave beta, there's no more free version. And I know we've got a lot of messages about that. So part of the reason we want to actually leave beta is just to kind of settle that confusion. So as part of that, yeah, we're tweaking our plan a little bit, and I think it's going to be very optimal for the existing free users, but then also the paid users. So to explain what I mean, we're not getting rid of our free plan. So we're still going to have a free plan for people, but we are going to limit it a bit. And this is primarily just to prevent abuse. And so anyone who's like streaming a lot, then there'll be some limits. So we're going to start with 20 hours a month. So if you're on the free plan, it's exactly the same as it is now. It's just you're limited to 20 hours of total streaming for the month, which should be enough for basically everybody.
Yeah, to put that in perspective, you could do like if you had a podcast that was 2 hours every week, you would not even be over half of the limit, and it resets every month. So at 20 hours every single month, and then it resets.
Yes. So 20 hours a month for the free plan. Most people, almost everyone isn't affected, but it does kind of get rid of anyone who's kind of streaming all the time, right? Or like, okay, you need to upgrade at that point. And that's why I think it's beneficial for all the paid people as well. And we've heard this, like, if you're a paid person, you almost feel like, oh, you guys should just have it for paid people because, maybe my price is a little bit higher because you guys are also having to support all these free people. So I think this will be a nice balance where we're going to have a little more resources now. If we get rid of anyone who's streaming all the time, we'll have more resources, and we can now spend those resources on the paid people. So
yeah, and the product will end up being better for everyone because we'll be able to have a larger support team. We'll be able to spend more resources on product development, and I think it'll be a win for essentially everyone other than a very small percentage of people that are like 24-hour broadcasting constantly, which we like them as well, but it is resource intensive to do that.
It is expensive, yeah.
All right, let's see here. Scott, thanks for tuning in. Barb says a virtual party. Yeah, it'll be we'll be posting all the details on social, but yeah, it'll be a multiple day celebration where we're going live, and yeah, maybe we haven't had guests on in ages. Maybe we can have some guests on. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
The very early StreamYard users, like town hall number 1 viewers, and Barb was one of those.
Barb was there, yeah.
I'm curious how many people here viewed our very first town hall
live.
Yeah, Ross, I think Ross probably did. Eddie would have. There's probably quite a few in here tonight that probably saw the very first one.
Well, Eddie I think was in it as well, right?
Yeah, the very first one was just you and I, but like he was a guest on I think it was the second one we did that.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Maybe it was the very first one. I don't know.
I thought it was the first one. Yeah. Then 45. They kind of blur together.
Dinar, so you're taking out those of us who do 24/7 streams. Yes, you can upgrade though. And it was mentioned on the pricing page. It's just on the pricing page. It said broadcast limits on the free version that that wasn't limited at the time, but it would be introduced at a future date. And also,
because he did say like when he purchased. So if you're on the basic plan or something, you're fine.
Oh, I didn't even read that. Yeah, Dinar, if you're on a paid plan, this doesn't affect you. Wired Talk, the paid version is absolutely worth it if you stream a lot. The customization and freedom is amazing. That's awesome to hear.
So yeah, the limits only applies to anyone who's on the free version.
Yeah, sorry. If that wasn't clear, that does not apply to you.
You're all good.
Chavis says, is there a button to mute all mics of your guests? It's just individuals right now, right, Dan?
Yep.
I could see how that would be useful, though.
Yeah,
but yeah,
we've heard that. We're always we're always trying to keep as few buttons as possible because simplicity and ease of use is like critical for us, right? It's the main thing we focus on. So maybe we consider adding it. If more people really, really want it, then we'll definitely lean towards it heavier.
Glad to see that most people feel that 20 hours is reasonable. It's always slightly scary to see what the what the feedback's going to be. But yeah, I think it's a very small percentage of people that broadcast more than that. So
yeah, we didn't just pick that out of thin air too, right? We really looked through and like, okay, how many people are actually doing that? You know, what sort of stuff are they streaming, and based on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Once we record our show, how can we multi-stream the recorded show? So multi-streaming is just for live shows. You could technically share a video while you're multi-streaming, but most platforms aren't huge fans of streaming pre-recorded content. So I would recommend just doing the multi-stream live and then using the recorded show as static video for other purposes.
Yeah. And they don't have rules against it, I don't think, right? Like Facebook, you're allowed to do it. It's just they basically say, don't do it.
So Facebook says, you're allowed to do it. It just has to be clearly labeled as pre-recorded, so people don't think it's live when it's not. That could have changed, though. That they do update those rules, and I haven't looked at it for a long time. So maybe it's 100% allowed now. I'm not actually sure. They did update those terms, so I should take another look at those. Michael says, if I have the basic plan, can I upgrade and start it from the day I upgrade, or does it start when the basic plan started? That would be my way of donating to StreamYard. I don't know if I'm probably misunderstanding the question, Michael, but if you're on the basic plan, this limit doesn't impact there's no limits on the paid versions of StreamYard. It's just the free plan that has that limit. So you're already contributing by being on the basic plan. We appreciate that.
So, and what we're gonna do and we'll put out more content in the next little while. Like we haven't turned this limit on yet. We're just kind of pre-announcing it to.
Yeah, it'll be an email and details and all that good stuff.
But yeah, basically what we'll do is about a week from now, we're gonna turn on these limits. So we're gonna start like counting. Say you went live for an hour, we'll just say that you've gone live for an hour so far this month. And then whenever your billing cycle resets, which is basically just when did you sign up? Say you signed up 3 days ago. Well, 30 days from then, or on that date, the next month, that's when it's going to reset every month. So, and it'll be tracked. Like if you go to your billing page, if you're on the free plan and you're on the billing page, once we've actually changed this, we'll show you like you've used 3 hours and 43 minutes out of 20 hours. It resets, on December 4th. So it should be pretty straightforward once it's actually out. But we're not tracking anyone just yet. Dave
says there needs to be a celebration with a ceremonial puck drop. We might have to incorporate that.
Hockey comments.
Says he was here for episode 1. Yep, I remember.
Perfect.
Let's see here. Hello from Guatemala. Hello.
Cool.
Pete says, any news on audio quality customization? I'm recommending SY to music creators, but the audio quality is often the deal breaker. We do have plans for more audio options. So I know volume controls for individuals is important. And then also, so the first iteration of audio adjustments was the disable audio processing option, which basically, for anyone that doesn't know what that is, if you have headphones and a high quality audio setup, it's sometimes good to use that because you don't need any extra processing, and it can sort of degrade the quality of your audio if your input audio is already very high quality. But yes, we love music creators and want to support them to whatever extent we can. So more options as far as audio customization is in our plans. The B lady says, do you also have an agreement with Periscope, Twitter, and Facebook so we can live stream there? Also, yes, we have direct integrations with Periscope, Twitter, and Facebook. Periscope/Twitter is like the same thing. LinkedIn, YouTube, and I think all of them had applications except for Periscope. Is that even Periscope had an application? So all these platforms approved us, right? It's an approved live streaming tool for one of the few for LinkedIn, and then YouTube which has more, and then Facebook and Periscope/Twitter.
Yep.
April, you guys think of everything. Love how dialed in you are with the needs of your users. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Scott says, can you make videos on how to use all the different features one by one, geared for idiots like me? We always want to make more and more resources for, you're probably not an idiot. I can understand wanting to know how each thing works in detail for people that want to know how everything works. We definitely, because we're all about ease of use, right? So, and even if it's easy, I guess that's, when things are easy, we like to hope that people don't need too many tutorials. But for those that do want the tutorials, we'll continue adding more to that set. We recently added the tutorial for multi-streaming, and I don't think I've made the one for record only. But yes, we'd like to continue adding to that collection of resources and update some of the older tutorials that we have, because I know when you're first starting out, those can be a great resource. Michael's asking about Twitch. We do not have Twitch yet, but there are a lot of exciting things coming as part of our launch, so stay tuned for that. Pepe says, thanks for the information. Yes, of course. Elvis says, I absolutely love this site. We've been using the best pay option for months, and it's been great. Can you stream to Facebook and YouTube at the same time? Yes, absolutely. You can even schedule as well, and there's a tutorial. If you type in YouTube, how to multi-stream with StreamYard, it should come right up, and you can see exactly how that works. Wired Talk says, any update on changing the organization of panel members on screen? No particular update. I'm guessing if you're asking, you probably already know that you can change not the host's order, but the other members' order based on the order that you add them into the stream. But I know a lot of people want the option so that this layout can be customized, and it will be addressed eventually.
Yeah, I'm curious what other things people would be interested in there as well. So what Gage just said, we just heard that from a lot of people, especially in these town halls where they want to make one of the guests the big person, and then the host goes into one of the small spots. I'm curious what other ones people have come up with, or is that it?
That's the main one that I hear people wanting, is being able to switch that one, who's in that slot. But maybe for certain overlays, they'd like to move people. But that's the main one I hear about. But yeah, if you guys have a different one you like, let us know.
Yeah.
Max says, do you have plans to add Instagram? Instagram does not currently permit apps in their policy, but as soon as that changes, and as soon as there's an approval process, we'd love to support Instagram.
I've actually got a follow-up question here that's sort of related to these layouts as well. And we've heard this quite a bit. So when we almost need to bring a third person on to show it, but a lot of you guys know what it looks like if there's a third person here, where the Gage and I shift up, and then there's a third person in the bottom. And if he shows a comment on screen, especially with the other theme, it'll cover a lot of that person. I'm interested, because we're kind of looking at that stuff right now and figuring out, should we just shift everyone up a bit? Should we just, there's a lot of things we can do to kind of address that and not cover the person at the bottom. Yeah. I'm wondering if it's only a problem for you guys on this layout where somebody at the bottom gets completely covered, or if it's also a problem on
these different layouts.
Yeah, this layout, or the one where you've got a big screen and everyone's really small on the side. So just let me know, is it just this layout, or is it many?
I'm sure Michael will let us know. Let us know, Michael. I know that's one of your most requested features. Anyway, it's coming soon. Bonnie says, will you explain how folks can see if they have LinkedIn Live? Good review for new people. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not super clear. It seems like it might be more clear now. I know at the beginning, not everyone was getting, people would get access and they wouldn't actually get an email. To know for sure, if you just go to link, I don't use LinkedIn on mobile, so I don't know what it looks like on mobile. But if you're on a desktop or a laptop and you go to LinkedIn, there'll be a clear red record symbol that says something to the effect of, you have access to LinkedIn Live, and then a link to some of their resources. It may have changed, but that's the only way that I know of for sure to tell that you have access as of now.
One of the tricky things, just to mention, is I know some people have gotten access for, say, a page, but not their profile, and you can run into some confusion there. So LinkedIn usually grants it. I think they do grant sometimes multiple pages or your profile and your page at the same time, but it is possible to have one piece granted and not the other one, and that can cause some confusion.
Oh, for LinkedIn and for pages and profiles, yeah. Yeah, they seem to be. It's much easier to get access on a profile, it seems, than a page, from what I can tell. Let's see here. There's some votes for George. Votes for shifting everyone up a bit. I'm guessing he means in all layouts. Michael says in all layouts as well. Let's see if there's anyone else here. Mike Alton's still waiting for LinkedIn Live. I can nominate you if you like, Mike. Shoot us an email, contact@streamyard.com. I can't guarantee access, but they take a closer look at the application. Just let me know. Just email contact@streamyard.com with a link to your LinkedIn profile, and anyone else that's interested in getting access to LinkedIn. Trying to see if anyone else has voted on the layouts. Bridge says, I did 5 people and I don't recall the comment overlaying the bottom people, at least not materially a bit, or at least not materially.
5 might be better, actually. I think it's 3 or 4.
Okay.
Because 5, I think it's 3 people on the top and 2 on the bottom, and that makes them all a lot thinner. And so there's a bit of a gap. I think it's 3 and 4 people.
Awesome. All right, I think we've covered most. It's almost 6:30, or it is 6:30 here, so we should probably wrap things up. Thank you guys for. Let me just answer this question really quick. StreamYard have the super chat or donation, something like that. We just integrated about a week or probably 2 weeks ago. Integrated directly with the super chats, so they're clearly shown, and you can show them on screen with the colors now. So I know that people enjoy that feature, so you can try that out. And B Lady says StreamYard to our GoDaddy websites. So there isn't really a feature specifically for this, but you can embed like your YouTube stream or your Facebook stream onto GoDaddy or any other, like any WordPress website or any website that you're hosting yourself with, regardless of what's WordPress, a content management system, I guess. Whatever software you're using to run your website will work fine.
We have a tutorial for that, don't we? How to actually do that?
Oh yeah, I should mention that. If B Lady, if you go to help.streamyard.com, there's a section in the docs that say stream your own website that covers how that works. Pete's a fan of the StreamYard integration.
Hey, cool. That means you got a super chat. Congratulations.
Dinar's asking about why stream ended after 10 days. I'm guessing you might have disconnected, Dinar, or yeah, maybe ping the support page and we can look into it for you.
10 days. Whew.
Yeah, it's a long stream. All right, I think we've covered most of the questions. Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, sometime next week we'll be making our official announcement that we're coming out of beta and with lots of fun live streams and our giveaway. So it'll be a good time for sure. I know Dan and I are really excited about it because I think it's been at least a year now. So it's great to finally remove the beta symbol. And we also did a lot of planning as part of that for sort of our 2-year roadmap going forward. So we have an exciting roadmap for you guys for a very long period of time. But in the immediate future, we also have some really cool releases that will be coming along with the beta announcement. So stay tuned for that because that'll be happening in this coming week.
Perfect.
This was episode number 45 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. Thank you guys for tuning in and hanging out with us. We appreciate it.
Catch you next week.